Hey, what's up, guys? If you're here, you probably got linked from the website and you're trying to figure out what I meant in the product description by our Mossy Oak Bottomlands camo pattern being tileable. So I kind of wanted to give an explanation via video, which is a little bit easier than just typing it out, and I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So when we got this deal with Mossy Oak, this isn't like a normal pattern where I can just kind of cut it off and you guys figure it out on your own. I really wanted this to be as authentic as possible. So we matched everything up with the sizing, pulled it from the files that they gave us to make it official. And then I started to worry about, all right, if this projects get a little bit bigger and people are worried about putting sheets next to each other and combining the pattern to go along a whole length of a rifle or even up and down, I wanted everything to tile and to kind of weld together and match up so that it didn't look janky at the seams. So it took a little while for us to kind of do everything in the software, but I ended up making a pretty good plan on how to do that, and I kind of wanted to show it to you. So I'm gonna start with the stripes. It's a little harder to tell, but it offers a good explanation. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of talk behind the paper here and avoid this glare. All right, so it's a little harder to see. I'll show you the up and down tileable kind of features on the background, but I want to show you left to right, because that's generally what you guys are going to be working with on a longer project, is that it's set up to stack next to each other left and right. So this is kind of the dead giveaway. It's easy to see is this little piece right here. The top of that stripe repeats right here. The whole pattern resets. This is kind of a seam, and it comes all the way to this edge and it stops. It's ready to receive this end again. So it'll match up perfectly just like this does at the seam. This side will weld to this side. So if you take a second sheet, place it here, you can weld the two together and have a perfect kind of seam without it looking odd or looking like the pattern jumped for some reason. It should be fairly seamless and look correct if you do it right. And that's kind of up to you guys to lay it down correctly. I can only do my end so much. So let's talk about the up and down welding and kind of the tileability of the pattern. The background sheet here is a better example. It's easier to see because these are bigger. So you're going to see normally on most of my patterns and most any stencil you'll buy on any other website, it's cut off, right? Like it'll just be a hard line. Either it'll be a hard line like that, or it's just all the pattern ends right here. So if you do that, then you have to weld everything together. And I wanted to kind of avoid that for you guys. So if you'll see, if you look down here now at the bottom, these spots here are points where these go in. So you can kind of see here and here where the pattern starts to repeat itself. And it's set up now, man, this is awkward, to insert that pattern again. So if you are working vertically with this pattern, it will weld together. The only issue you guys are going to have, it's going to be on your end to fix it, is this spot right here. This has to be welded to that right there. So it's set up to match perfectly. All you got to do is line it up. You can see that solid line there too, where I had to cut it, because otherwise this just wouldn't have made sense. You can see it's actually that one that's cut off is this long piece here that repeats again down. So I couldn't just keep doing that. Otherwise the sheet would have been unshippable at a certain point. You have to cut it off eventually. So the thing is with a normal rifle receiver, which most people are working with is, that buy from me, or even handgun parts, you're not going to really work up and down. You're going to be working side to side for the most part. It's only the guys that are doing bigger projects like maybe car parts or motorcycle parts or just some of the random projects we see come through like helmets and stuff like that, where you're going to be working up down. Most of the guys are going to be working left and right. So these should just lay right next to each other and seamlessly get placed. You can go back to the website and see in the product photos, I have a receiver laid right on the sheet, and it's the sheets are taller than the receiver itself, the upper and lower together. So that shouldn't really be an issue for the majority of my buyers. But it is set up for you guys doing larger projects to be tileable both left and right, up and down. That's why I put that in the product description. I found that to be really important for really what is a truly authentic, official trademarked pattern for Mossy Oak. Nobody else is doing this kind of thing. We're the first real stencil website to have a license to sell an official pattern. So it's pretty exciting for us. I wanted to make sure I did it right. And going forward with any other patterns from them, I plan to kind of do the same thing. Just a reminder that explains that, but I did want to remind you guys, if you're watching this video, that all these sheets, when you guys, every sheet or two that you guys buy, I'm going to include these little guys. Oh man, there you go. So little Mossy Oak tree logos. So again, my license passes to you. So I'm authorized to sell this. They know you're going to be using it and advertising it as an official Mossy Oak Bottomlands camo pattern. That's what they want out in the world. They'd rather have an official pattern that looks authentic to their brand out there than some janky pattern like the one I was selling before. So I'm going to include these little guys in there. Feel free to, oh man, there it is. Feel free to throw them randomly throughout the pattern. If you look at the actual Mossy Oak pattern, like I have a shirt and you'll see it says Bottomlands here and there. I couldn't cut those small enough. You guys would have wanted to murder me in my sleep, transferring those tiny little letters to your project. It would have been nearly impossible. So I came up with the next best thing, which was basically just an official Mossy Oak logo to throw in there. So definitely check them out. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up through the website via the contact page. This is going to be posted on YouTube just as a host. I'll probably see it if you guys comment, so I can answer questions there as well. But go back to the website, check out everything else in the product descriptions. If I miss something, please let me know. I'll do an updated video to kind of explain it as well, but I think this covered everything. If you kind of want to hear the story about how this all got launched and everything else, I'm going to shoot a different video on that as an announcement video. But this one will stay up evergreen and constantly be available for you guys that find this pattern 2 or 3 years from now and still are wondering what I'm talking about in the product description. So appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Any questions, let me know. Otherwise, good luck with the pattern. We're really happy to provide it to you guys.